Yes.
For example, the construction companies, they have certain projects. They even get projects from the outer companies to carry out or to carry out certain projects. So those are being ordered by those companies.
Okay, good. So project in a task. Project is any task, any activity which have end result what we want to achieve. We call it a project.
Okay.
Your assignment can be a project.
Mm-hmm.
Research project, yes, dissertation is a project.
Mm-hmm.
So in a project, so our unit title is the project management. So we learn about what is the definition of management.
Management basically is the way in which a certain task that's to be carried out is followed. It's the
Yes.
process of it's the process of controlling or taking in account all the things that are being catered for the fulfillment of a certain task, the successful fulfillment of the certain task.
Yes. So management, if you're a manager, your job. So planning, controlling, organizing, and implementation. These are function of management. So management is a process of designing an environment. You design an environment to achieve the pre-selected objective. Whatever the objective we have selected, will achieve through management. So if you're a company, your job to achieve the task within less cost, within a time, and within a quality parameters or whatever we call, yes.
Mhm.
So these we is called management. Okay, why project failure? We have, especially in Pakistan, we have a lot of project failures.
Well, that's why because enough of planning does not do not enough of the planning or enough of the planning is not being carried out. Futuristic assumptions maybe they might not be carried out. For example, the futuristic economic state, or even the right kind of people are maybe not being hired. In Pakistan, there is a certain I mean, there has been a certain criteria. I mean, all the influential people,
Hmm.
they give projects to their desirable people. It has never been about the merit when it comes to the project assignment. It's like always been like a personal desire attached to it. So in Pakistan, it's like a different scenario.
Yes, you're right. The project management, the success and the failure of the project is, of course, you very well said, very well mentioned, is a planning. Planning is one of the crucial thing. But when we'll plan, not only the planning itself on the piece of paper, implementation of the plan is quite, crucial. Other is a staffing. Yes, staffing
Hmm.
is very, very important. Risk assessment in a project. So exploring what sort of the risk will face, that's quite, the project can be, if its cost is a 20 uh, pound to make it, to rectify it, may will cost us 80. Like, we have a lot of projects, and sometimes we're looking in the short term prospective benefit. We need to look around the long term perspective as well. Like, the Pakistan Railway, they start, making manufacturing engines for trains, within Pakistan, and first year it's cost, 14 crore plus rupees, and then after a year they said no, they can buy from India, in 7 crore. So why they built it?
Mm-hmm.
Here is a setup cost. So in the long run, of course, when your production will carry on, they stopped it. So a lot of decisions, those were not appropriate. So we need to look around, what are the reasons behind. Of course, there are a lot of reasons behind it, the corruption. So we need to look around the success of the project, how we can make, success. So today lesson we'll go through LO1. LO1 is about the project management, be able to plan the requirement for a project and estimate the resources necessary for its completion, complete, the project, we achieve what we're supposed to achieve. So what type of resources required to make our project successful?
The foremost important thing is the successful hiring of a project manager.
Yes. So is crucial thing. Yes, of course, project manager is the one element of it. We need three M's. We need three type of resources: man, money, and material.
Mm-hmm.
So we need material. It's mean the resources. Yes, like a material resources, we need a manpower, which is a huge resource. So what sort of skills they have, what sort of abilities they have, how much experience they have. So maybe we are paying more salary and we can criticize why this company is paying more salaries towards, but that person maybe save in thousand or in millions. So we need to think about as well. Of course, skills make difference. So which we'll go through. So today our discussion will be our LO1, learning outcome one. So we'll go through different methodologies which we can use, to make our project successful, analyzing the business need, how we can look around, reviewing the operation and procedures, alternative project cost benefit analysis, which we'll carry on doing, project subdivision work, breakdown structure is approach is which we'll go through, identifying time scales, identifying resources, project budgeting, reporting, accountability, review the appropriate model, project management, traditional approaches, Prince 2, critical change approach, the event change approaches. Then we'll go through identify risk. What is meant by risk?
Risk is basically something of which we are not fully aware of. It's like taking a chance.
Yes, risk can be a chance. Risk is a probability of something.
Mm-hmm.
Is it risk is always bad?
No, risks are not always bad. Sometimes risks may turn out to be a really fruitful thing for a business or an organization.
Risk can be have a positive and negative. So risk can be when sometimes the risk can be positive risk, yes, that can be beneficial for the company. Maybe the exchange rate will fluctuate in our favor, maybe
Yes,
fluctuate in other favor, yes.
yes.
So risk equation for the project which we'll go through. So these are the things really we need to look around. This will carry on when we'll do other tasks as well. These are linked, LO1, LO2, LO3, LO4. You will see there 2 and 3 and 1 and 2. These are all linked with it. So today, these are recommended book. I will upload few more books as well. I have these. So we'll go through first definition of project. So what is meant by project management? We'll go through the project life cycle. Very well, you mentioned project is mean, you just said is a task. Project is any activity really which we want to, which have a clear goal, and the management mean designing an environment. So today lesson will go through LO1. LO1 is all about which will go through project management plan. So it's mean just making the project plan. Then we need to look around the scope. This project, what scope? We need to go through the work breakdown structure. So how much is the cost required? How much is the time required? How much is the human resource required? There are the different approaches which we'll try to use and we'll learn. And each project have a link with we have a lot of risk. It's called quality risk. Maybe we're not up to that standard. Like if we are manufacturing our car in Pakistan, and those car we want to export in European market, maybe we don't know the quality standard of the European market. Like a China manufacturing different product for Asian market, for European market, for American market, so different quality standard they are using. So
Mhm.
risk is mean the probability of something. Communication, to make projects successful, we need to communicate with different stakeholders of the project. So that's quite crucial. Procurement, the success of the project is based on the procurement. So if you start your project but the other country, or we have a sanctions from WTO, World Trade Organization, and any other organization, we need to look around what are the alternative we have for the procurement, where we can get the raw material, where we can, maybe we can't complete the project until we not address these issues. Integration, so how we can integrate different things and different the knowledge or different expertise or the different we have a big issue, especially a lot of our projects failure that leads to, it's not mean the government not spending the money. Government is spending the money, but the problem is we're not making the project successful. The reason is behind is, of course, we need to look around the skills, abilities, many other things as well, corruptions. Okay, so next we're looking the what is the definition of bookish definition of project management. Project are the way of bringing about the change. They use to develop new product and the system or alter the physical, social, and cultural environment. The word project is actually derived from the Latin word, so which means throw forward. So the project is a leap into the future. So project is we are what we'll do in future. So international standard organization, project a set of coordinated activity which specifies start and finish date. So project normally have a start and finish date. If we don't have a start and finish date, project always have a constraint. What is meant by constraint?
A limitation.
Well done. So constraint mean limitation. Limitation in term of the time. So if like we have a gas electricity shortage, so the shortage we have because we not start the project on time. Yes, we have a constraint about the costs and the resources. So that project is cost and it's in a millions. The reason we don't have a control system in place, that's why the project failure. So a project is a sequence of connected events that are conducted over a defined and limited period of time and are targeted toward the generating a unique but well-defined outcome. So well-defined outcome in terms of the cost, in terms of the quality, in terms of the time. Okay. Different authors, project management involve range of management skills is required and the technique successfully carried out the project. The types of activities include the project management thinking ahead, yes.
Mhm.
So critical thinking ahead, how much is the population we have now? How much is the growth of the population? So is it the project of the road we are constructing or making now? How much is the population that will cope the flow of the traffic or not? So always is a continuous really, the reviewing what are the environmental factors are changing. So inflation rate, first of all, our currency is becoming weak. The cost of the project will increase as well. We are really importing a lot of raw material from abroad. Carrying out the research, planning what happened, where, when, managing the people and resources, monitor the project. So those changing the plan, communicating with the people, all these are the key points, to make the project successful. So project so many different types of the project. So project can be manufacturing project. So project construction, civil engineering project, project of manufacturing, project of management, project for research. So these are all the projects. Any question?
No, sir. Sir, are you reading it from the slides? Like, are you delivering the lecture from the slides? Because I cannot find those slides on the Moodle.
Yes, I'm going to upload, if I added few more. Can you see on my screen these slides?
No.
No?
Yeah, right now I can see, but not earlier. Yeah, now I can see.
Can you see
Actually,
now?
yeah, it was a blank screen for a long time, but now it's visible.
Oh, sorry, I was not sure really. Okay, so first, when we'll make the project, clear defined objective. Objective mean end result. We need to always set the SMART objective. Specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and well time define these objectives. And we need a good planning and control methods in place. Good quality of project managers. So that's why the project managers can be their salaries in millions. Yes, because that person can make the project successful. So good quality of project managers, good management support, enough time and resources, commitment by all. So that's quite crucial because we have a lot of hurdles. So if you remove the hurdle or we'll get the commitment from all stakeholders, like the making dams, we have a big the problems. That's the commitment of by all. If we have a commitment by all, anything can be happen in days then. So high user involvement, good communication, good project organization and structure, and being able to stop a project. So then we can, when we start, when we want to stop. So all these are the steps really we need to look around. Okay, sure. Okay, then we learn about the project life cycle and product life cycle. What is the difference between them?
Difference between what?
Project life cycle and product life cycle.
Product life cycle. So life cycle is of course related to the cost, like it's related to the product. Sorry, like when it's launched, when it matures, when it reaches its optimum level, and when it starts to fade away. And project, on the other hand, of course, is related to the it's related to any activity or task other than the it's related to any activity or task. For example, the time of the the time it's being planned, the time it's being executed, successful time, and when it comes to an end.
Yes, that's you're right. So product normally have a four stages:
Okay.
development stage, growth, maturity, and decline of the product. So when the project finishes, become a product. So
Okay.
project is before the product. Product project life cycle is start before the product life cycle start.
Okay.
So of course, when we are making a product, yes. So
Mm-hmm.
when the product we will launch, our project will be finished. Yes. Then the
Mm-hmm.
product life cycle will start. So like a project start, planning and organization, implementation with monitoring, completion and evaluation. That's a project life cycle. And the product life cycle, development, growth, maturity and decline stage. So we'll see next, project life cycle finish and product life cycle start.
Mm-hmm.
So they have a relationship with this. So it's good to know. And then next we're looking. Hello, 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 welcome, mate. You okay? Hello. Okay. So someone join as well. Hello,
Hello?
mate. You okay?
Yes, I'm okay. Good morning. Sorry, it's morning over here.
Yes. So good morning or afternoon towards you as well. So please a quick introduction. So
Okay.
Malia, you introduce as well, please, each other first. So what's your name? Where you from, please?
My name is Olayinka. I'm from Nigeria, but I'm currently residing in Argentina. So it is morning over here. It's 46 a.m. And I just
Okay,
have to
good.
join. Thank you.
Great. Welcome. So yes, Manur, Malia, where you from?
Hey, my name is Maliha and I'm from Pakistan. I just completed my level 4 with UK Versity and now I'm doing the level 5 with UK Versity.
Hi everyone, my name is Anjum Satar. I'm teaching with the UK University last 3.5 years. So I'm delivering management, marketing, and finance, accounting and finance element. So please, there's my email on all these PowerPoint slides as well. If you have any questions, so please just drop me emails. So today we are delivering our unit 2, which is the title of the unit is the project management. So we are discussing about how we can start the project, how we can finish the project, what is meant by project management, and how we can make our project success. So please, if any question, do not hesitate, just ask me. So we'll carry on. So like we discussed earlier, project mean is a task, and management is means how we design an environment to achieve our objective. So if you're a manager in our organization, your job to manage and design an environment to achieve whatever really we supposed to be achieved. If we always have objective. So project life cycle is project start with the project startup planning and the organizing, implementation, monitoring, and complete evaluation. Then project finish when the
Excuse
project
me.
life cycle finish and the product life cycle starts.
Excuse me. Hello?
Yes, mate. Yes, hello.
Okay, I have my screen is frozen. I can't see anything moving apart from project focus, client centered. That's all I have on my screen.
Uh, I don't know because sometimes maybe the connection speed on your end, the
Okay.
download or delivery speed of really internet, but you will get the recording,
Okay.
in case,
Maybe I might just try to log out and log in again anyway.
yes, maybe fix the problem, depends, it depends upon really internet speed.
No, my speed is good, yeah.
So, yes, you can try if you want to.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Welcome. Okay, so we'll move to next discussion. So client-centered approach of the project organization. The project team is integrated into the client organization, working for the project on the part-time basis, informal basis. So the project make use of the organization personnel. Project focus here, the project team is a completely separate, its own resources, and the metrics project. One project finish, the structure of the organization really not change. This is the compromise between other position. The project team member report to the functional manager like marketing, and all these are called functional areas. So client centered, we make the project as the client requirement. Project focus organization is the totally completely separate the entity of the unit or the organization. We can metrics, we have a like a construction company, they have a project A, project B, project C. They are working for NHS, hospital, they are working for the defense, or various other, like we have a project companies in construction, BOM, or various other companies in the UK, or various other companies in different part of the world, so they can use different approaches. So these are we can use. Any question?
No, sir.
Okay, project startup planning implementation. So choose examples of a small project that have been involved and what's happened at the various stages of the project. If you involve, so you can fill it. Otherwise, of course, if you're not working on the project, you can't. So we can, when we project start, how we plan it, how we implement it, how we'll monitor, what are the policies are in place. Monitoring can be through reporting. So four aspects of the project manager's role. So if you're a project manager, you're planning, organizing, coordinating, monitoring, controlling, leading, and communicating. All these involved in the as a project manager, your role can be. So next we're looking, any question if you have, asked me please. So environmental analysis. To make our project successful, we need to go through environmental analysis, both internal and external environment. Internal within our organization, external we also call micro environment. Micro mean the external environment, political, economic, social, and technological factors. So these are under the external environment. So always good to be, when we are looking or making any project plan or project we are going to undertake, always we need to look around the political stability in the country, tax policies. So under economics environment, always look inflation rate, because that's quite crucial to plan our project. Because if we have an inflation rate is high, okay, high mate, how much is the inflation in Nigeria? Hello?
I don't have the figures right now.
But approximate, is it 2%, 3%?
Yeah, thereabouts.
So we have in UK around 2.5 now, even 3%, because due to the Brexit and things happening. So high inflation rate will be high cost for the project. If we are planning a project, so always is crucial to look around the inflation rate in the country. If we are import and export the raw material or the material from abroad, so exchange rate we need to regular monitor under the. If our currency is strong, of course, that will help us to be reduce the cost. So economics growth in the country, so always we need to look around, like some economies, economics growth, like I think so in Nigeria is around 4.5 or 6%, but carry on changing. In developed country, normally economics growth is quite slow, like 2%, economics growth. So we need to look around the taxation policies, employment rate, unemployment rate, within the country. All these we need to monitor when we're making a project. Depends nature of the project. So always good to look around the external environment. So do properly PESTEL analysis, which is stand for political, economic, social, technological, legal, and eco environment. All we need to look around when we'll make any project. Anybody any question? Okay, managing project. We need to look around, of course, methodologies, which method we will apply, how we'll manage. There are like 7 forces model, like we discussed, PEST and PESTEL forces. Always we need to look around the external environment if we want to manage our project successful. Then next, always we need to look around, we need to internal environment, and we need to look around the external environment. We need to look around what are the pressures group we have, how we can, because sometimes some stakeholders always create a problem for different sort of the project. So we need to look around how we'll encounter them to make our project successful. That's why it's quite crucial to understand the culture and environment in different countries to make our project successful. So definition, objective, scope, technology, design, and system. We need to develop planning control system, like otherwise the problem will be, because maybe the lot of things happen within a project, the resource wastage can be. So people, leadership, management, teamwork, how we'll integrate as a team, how we can motivate people to work as a team. So all this is the attitudes is quite So it's quite crucial in terms of to making a project successful. Motivation, different motivational theories we can look around, which will go later stages. The different theories how we can and use them to make our project successful. So organization role, resources we need to look around, types and the contract strategies. All this we need to look around. These are the project drivers. Sponsorship. Maybe we can look around different sponsor for the project, depends, and the benefits, finance, values, schedule, and the matter of urgency we need to look around, and external environment. So these are the key things to make our project successful. We need to look around. Any project when we make or will launch, any new project, we always need to look around the project fit with the overall objective of the organization. If any project which is against the mission or the vision of the organization, so maybe it's not undertake. So we need to look around the project fit, review, and provide the opportunity for our organization and different level within our organization structure, how we can fit it, or we need to be make as a new organization. Any question?
No.
So project steering group, so the concept and detail we start. Main partnership board we can make, the in board management level they can look around project implementation plan. We can design how we'll implement. We'll go through different approaches, like work breakdown structure, program evaluation, review techniques. Those techniques will help us to design activities. So these are the different stages we need to look around. Project startup, when we can start our project, planning and organization, implementation and monitoring. So each stage we need to use different approaches, like a planning approaches, implementation approaches, maybe reporting, control. Control is very, very crucial. So if we'll just look, end of the year what we achieve, we need a quarterly, monthly, weekly reports where we up to, because we can finish our project always, and we need to always monitor the cost. So project startup, the head of the department, it would be worth is rearranging the furniture for suppose in the office, setting up the meeting area. And so this is an example. It's quite good to be what is meant by planning. So the deputy obtain a floor plan. So floor plan can be as a planning purpose. Implementation can be the deputies overseas in a project, can be look around the clearing of the desk and delivery of the new furniture, the movement of existing in the office. This is the office project. So complete and evaluation, the invoices of the new furnitures are sent to account department. So these are the different steps, depend nature of the project. So which will see different projects for the lessons. So there are the different approaches those we can use. Work breakdown structure is one of the approach of the project management. Flow chart, always, whenever we'll go in the project manager's office, always the flow chart, which activities we will. Critical path analysis part is quite important. What are the critical areas, like, if we are constructing a house, what are the key areas first, we need to look around. Gantt chart in Henry Gantt gave us chart, is called a Gantt chart, where we can use the activity. Normally nowadays we are using MS Project. So if you want to, what I'll do, I'll upload the manual as well for you if you want to do a bit practice. MS Project, Microsoft Project, which is under the MS Office. If you have a MS Office CD, so you can download Microsoft Project as well. It is quite useful to use. So again, different authors explain network diagram is a graphical representation of the project structure. Project evaluation review techniques is a planning method that use the network diagram, and the project manager normally use the term PERT, which is program evaluation review technique. Chart, the network diagram. Network is like different activities. Network diagram contains the same task dependencies information as a Gantt chart, which we'll go through for the slides as well. So that's the main difference. Any question here?
No, sir.
So like here, um, you will see there, we start, it's a project food, yes, so start, then cook meal, eat meal and finish, and set table. So you will see their start is a link with the setup table. It can be linked with, yes, eat meal and then finish. So some tasks you can't really, do without doing the previous task. So which will see, different activity. Gantt chart then is with the per diagram is flow as an example here, like, the activity 1, activity 2, activity 3. Sometime if you don't do activity 1, like, if you don't make the basement, you can't construct the whole house, second story or third, second floor, third floor. So always we need to look around. So activity 1, which is the preceding activities, or this activities depend upon which activity. So project management is quite, because if you all, maybe some activities we can run or we can do parallelly each other. So work breaks down structure approach. So like a house building project, acquire project, find a plot for sale, study location, negotiation, legal and closing, preparations, appointment with the architect, draw plans, planning application, appointment with the contractor, and then you start your building house. So these are the different activities involved. So we can't build the house straight away before all other activities. So all this we need to look around. Under the work breakdown structure, we can drop work, we can break down into the small tasks. So we have normally in the UK is called Project Management, Chartered Institute of Project Management, which is normally just teach, the project management. And if you want to be a chartered project manager, you can get, separate qualification. It's just, on the project management. Those they teach various aspects of risk, health and safety, that a different sector, different industries. So depends which industry you want to work. So they have a different guidance as well. So project, when we make the project, technical feasibility report, operational feasibility, economic feasibility, always, the feasibility of the project is very, very important. So for the feasibility study and the technical, operational and economics, because sometimes economics is very important as well, because if we don't have a money, how our project will be successful, where the money will be come from. So all we need to go through these, which for further lessons we'll discuss more in details. Any question up to now?
No question.
So determination availability of the appropriation technology. Technology play a significant role. So always we need to look around how we can use the computer, like a project management. And the Prince 1 is also software about the project management. R2, all these are how we'll use them effectively for the project management perspective. We'll try, we'll do a few activities on software as well. We'll see how we can use them. So evaluate the information by operations, propose, system. So we always need to look around the system we are using, how much is the system is really, because every country have a different culture, different technical how now. So always we need to look around that can be fit for purpose or not. If not fit for purpose, we don't need to use it, because it's not mean, the things are useful in UK, it will be useful everywhere or every part of the world, because everywhere have a different local requirement, local legislation. Those we need to look around very closely. So like I quoted example of health and safety standards, quality standard in different country have a different standards. That's why Chinese company, they're making products according to the different markets. So we can look around economic factors, operational factors, type of cost, variable cost, fixed cost, uh, timing, what are the benefits we are expecting, if we are investing money, what we'll get out of it. So any project really will do the time value of money. So we can use the net present value method, investment appraisal, which we'll go through following lessons. The lesson. So any project you will undertake or will go ahead, or you make a decision you want to go ahead with these project, always is good to be look around the time value of money. The money will spend now, how long will take us to recover the money. It will say £10 you invest it today and you will get £10 after 5 back. Is it good? If we'll invest it £10 now and we'll get £12 after 5 years, what do you think? Is it good? £12 after 5 years?
No, I don't think so.
So we need to really think about what will be the value of £12 after 5 years. Because the £12 we have now, because 2% in inflation, we have we are using our own money as well. So always we need to look around the what will be the real value of the money after 5 years, because the value of the money always depreciate. So always need to be look around what will be the value. Even you get the money, they'll say okay, no, you will get £15. If you invested 10, you will get 15 after 5 years. So the £5 will get it extra. We need to look around what will be against the foreign currency, how many things we can buy now or will buy after 5 years, keeping in view of the inflation rate and interest rate and the other economic factor as well. So all we need to look around. The project charter always come from the outside the project and define the project unchanged during the project management plan, like we discussed earlier. 12 project, what really you want to be stakeholder analysis, which we'll go through. What is meant by stakeholders?
People who have direct or indirect influence over an organization or over some kind of task.
Yes, well done. So anybody who has any interest or will be influenced by the action of the company, we call the stakeholder. So shareholder mean the investor, and the stakeholder mean anybody who has any interest or will be influenced their lives by the action of this project. So we always good to be look around those are direct or indirect stakeholder, those will be affected due to this project. So always we look the wider interest of the public. So key term, maybe when we are making any dam or making any project, lot of people will suffer as well, local public. So but we need to look around as a whole country what will get the benefit out of it. So not just one, so we need to look around as a whole country what will get the benefit. So wider interest of the public we need to look around, not the smaller, because otherwise every stakeholder demand we can't meet really. It's very difficult. So smart objective always, when we'll start the project, is good to set your objective specific, measurable, achievable, realistic and defined. So when project start, when project finish, when we'll measure it, how long the project stays, where the cost will come from, who will really so this is all about, and which will go through the, we can look around the contract, project statement of work, meet the labs. This is we can use different project examples. Okay, organization at the company culture and structure, we can look around within our organization when we, because maybe the project we are making, every organization has culture, own way of doing the business. If the project will take it, maybe we not like one of the organization here in the UK is Morrison. They took over other company, but their every company have their own layout, because sometimes the restructuring cost is more than actually you launch a new project or launch a new store, or start up or set up new store. So always is need to be look around, what is the what sort of organization culture we have, what structures and processes they are using. Maybe we can't really transform those sort of the things. It costs more than actually set up from the base ourselves. So any question?
No, sir.
So today really we discuss about all these points, those we discussed is relevant to LO1. So project sponsor, the one with the money. Senior management prioritize between the project and the project charter. Team does the planning and acquisition. We need to look around. Functional managers are the functional areas. It mean the departments. Project managers, individual responsible for the project. Other stakeholders. Stakeholder mean anybody who has any influence or will be influenced by the action of the company as any interest in the project is called stakeholder. Any question? So it's quite good example of the project management. This is the link there. So please, if you want to, there's a news about the project, one of the Scottish project, 4%. So different people give the. Now we have a project like Heathrow Airport is new uh, runway. So a lot of people looking the benefit and the consequences of the how many people need to move and what will be as a larger interest of a whole country. So that's all. These are the quite big projects. So we need to look around. So different sort of project we'll see during next lesson, and so today we learn about what is meant by project management, what is a project, different stages of the project life cycle, product life cycle. We discuss about the stakeholders. So during our next lesson, we'll further discuss about our LO2, because all these LOs, we have a 4 learning outcome, which we'll try to cover in 4 lessons. And then we'll go through the assignment brief as well. So any question?
No, no question.
No, sir.
So today we just cover LO1, and then we'll discuss, LO2. So before next lesson, I'll send you the booklets, and you can just quick look few terminologies, and we'll discuss in further. The next lesson will go through in details different approaches, and then we'll go through different stakeholder, direct, indirect, and value proposition, what is meant by these, and delivery and critical path analysis. We'll
Sir,
go through critical.
sir, are you going to teach us regarding the construction of different project management structures, for example, the Gantt and the PERT charts?
Yes, I will discuss all these approaches with you separately, and we can embed in any project. If we basically this your assignment is more generic, but when we are doing for specific project, so we can use these approaches.
Actually, I was going through the assignment brief, and the scenario seems a pretty much specific task to do.
Yes,
So
I'll go through. I'll go through next lesson. Yes, so second lesson I'll go through the task 1. Yes, then task 2, task 3.
Okay.
And then I'll go through the heading. What sort of the things really we can and how we can address different tasks.
Okay.
I'll give you some resources as well. So not just all the resources on Moodle. I'll upload these PowerPoint slides on Moodle as well, so you can use. I'll try to upload a few more books for you, and with some those activities I included in my PowerPoint slides. Of course, you're not working on the project, so I will upload the book. So please, you can go through within a book. All these activities are given. So maybe you can add those examples within your assignment as well.
Okay.
Okay. Any question?
No.
So, okay. What is meant by project? How we can define project?
Project can be a specific task or activity.
Okay, with clear aims and objective. Yes, with end task. What really we want to be achieved. Okay, so what is meant by management?
Management basically caters for the planning, organizing, executing, and there was another fourth element that I just forgot.
Okay, well done. Great. So next lesson we'll go through some sort of activities. We'll do within a lessons as well. Today we more generic. We discuss what is project management, and the basic stuff. Okay, hope I will see you next lesson you have tomorrow. So I'll go through further. I'll allow to tomorrow, and we'll do some activities as well. So if any question, just drop me email. Hope so. Weather will be nice your place as well. So enjoy. Have a nice weekend. Huh?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. If any question, drop me emails, please. Have a nice time. Okay. Speak to you
All right,
then.
sir. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye bye.